Now if your chicken breast never browns, dries out, it turns tough, it's not because you can't cook, because there's a certain way of handling the chicken from the package all the way to the plate. I'm going to show you everything step by step to avoid any of these problems. You'll have juicy, moist, crusty, delicious chicken breast. I took out 2 chicken breasts. Gotta let it get to room temperature. First rule, you want it room temperature. It's got to be out an hour at least. Now the browning starts before the chicken ever touches the pan. Moisture is the enemy of color, and color is what you want. That will keep in the juices, and that will give it that nice crust that we're looking for. Now if the surface is wet, I'm just going to give it another pat dry here, which it did a pretty good job. If the surface is wet, it steams. If it steams, it can't brown. If it doesn't brown, you got to start over. Now that I have it nice and dry, maybe a half a teaspoon maximum of olive oil. We're using Olivari, our sponsor. Say hello, get it at Walmart. And you can use your finger or a brush, whatever you would like. Very thin coating, paper thin. This is going to help get a head start on the browning. If you don't use the oil, it's okay, because you're going to put some oil in the pan. And let's turn it over. We can probably use what just came off the board here. Like I said, very small amount. I have my frying pan going, heating up on a medium-high heat. You want to hear that sizzle when it hits. Okay, that looks good. Now I'm adding my salt. Let's get the pepper on there. Now using the back of my hand to pat that salt and pepper into the chicken. Makes a big difference. I don't use the open palm side of my hand because I still have to, use my fingers to do the seasoning. Again, this is an optional seasoning coming now. This is a little garlic powder. You do not need this. It's not going to help you too much with what we're trying to achieve here, but it's a good taste. But you can just do salt and pepper. It's fine with me. Let's get that salt again. I'm talking about 1/4 teaspoon per side. It's good. And the pepper. And a little garlic powder. All right, let's get over to that hot pan. When you feel that heat coming off the pan, not an uncomfortable heat, but you know the heat's coming off that pan, trust me. That's when you know. Get a little olive oil in that pan. A couple of teaspoons, maybe a half a tablespoon's fine. And let's swirl it around here. And let's let that really heat up good, because we want that sizzle. That's the moisture of the outside of the chicken leaving, but keeping the moisture inside the chicken for that delicious chew that we're looking for. We want to hear a sizzle. Oh yeah, oh yeah. And once you get in the pan, leave it alone, about 3 or 4 minutes, and then we're going to check it. Don't start swirling it around or moving it around. That's another mistake people make. Just remember, this oil that we added, it helps conduct the heat, but it doesn't create the browning all by itself. It's the heat of the pan against the room temperature chicken breast. So let it go. Don't even look at it. Okay, it's been about 3.5 minutes. Let's flip it. Got a nice crust on there. Now that dark part is part of the crust, but you see the light brown here? That's the real crust. That's underneath this dark part. This is the spices. Like I said, you don't need the spices to get a crust. So we keep this on the medium-high now for another 2 or 3 minutes, but we're not going to be done yet. So chicken doesn't brown because it's wet. Moisture has to cook off before the browning can start. And I can't stress it enough. This is the 3rd time I'm saying it. Pat the chicken dry before you do anything. And that sizzle is still going because the moisture on the outside is leaving, so we can get that crust on there. So just listen with your ears. Take a look at side 2. Oh yeah, we're ready to put the heat down now. Put the heat down to a medium-low. You want it to come out of the pan around 160 degrees if you have a thermometer. All right, so we have it on a medium-low, and let it cook through. And at this point, optional, you can put a cover on it. I'll do that to give it an oven effect so it speeds up. See, now most people overcook chicken because they're waiting for it to look done. By the time it starts looking done, it's overdone. Now, like I said, the high heat starts the browning, keeps the juices in, and the lower heat finishes the inside gently. And optionally, now that you have it down to a low, you can create an oven effect. Cooks a little faster and still keeps the juices in because you already have that crust on there. And let's wait until it's 160 degrees. Or you get a nice bounce back when you poke it. Okay, I checked the chicken. It's about 163, 164 degrees. That's fine. Put it on a plate. And this is your third step. So let this rest here on a plate a good 5 minutes before we even think about cutting into it because the inside temperature is still climbing. You see, the fix here isn't higher heat. It's controlled heat and the resting. Now, we already controlled the heat. We turned it down after it was nice and crusty. And now we're letting it rest. If you cut it immediately, the moisture is just going to run out. Resting redistributes the juices, so after it rests, you give it a slice. So let's wait for that to happen, and I'll show you what it looks like. And let's give it a nice cut. It's been resting a good 5 minutes at least. Ooh, let's get some of those juices in there. Look at this, folks. The juices are pouring out of this thing. I got to take a taste. Beautiful. Golden inside. Nice crust on the outside. All the juices have remained in here. There's no steaming. There's no toughness of the chicken because you followed all the directions all the way through. Got to have patience. If your chicken keeps failing you, stop changing recipes. Change the process because this is what you're going to get, folks. Once you understand the process, chicken stops being stressful. It becomes automatic.